Hi, I'm Mike Jack Writer. Today we'll be talking about Strategic Online again, and this time we'll be talking about the finished prize packs. More accurately, more of a guide. Now, the best place to start off with is Drozana. Now, I'm going to go and do most of the talk actually in-game, so wait me and Scarlet. Welcome to Drozana, and this is pretty much a bit busy tonight, but then usually is. Especially when today is the Phoenix Box week, and you see a lot of people around here. And just beware around here, there's tons of Garmpons. And today the Phoenix prize packs. These prize packs tokens, you get one free a week per day per account, but you can purchase the rest with Dilithium.
Today must be your lucky.
And you can see here, you can some various stuff, but you have to purchase Dilithium, and I believe there they are with 4,500 per each, or 40,000 Dilithium, or basically 5 days work for 10.
Watch the wheel, not the girl.
That is just basically the minimum you can get. Really, one thing is, let's see what this pack contains. It contains a uncommon prize token, and that's what's unexpected. I'm gonna go over here and won't least like to be disturbed, so I can go through what's in the prize pack. Now, we'll point out not everything in this prize pack will be shown to me, but let's go through it all. Yeah, over the most. Right. First thing first, I will start out now. I've got many of these items. The ones that I don't have, I will give you reasons why. But we'll start with the uncommons. These are going to be the most common ones you're going to find. And the first, the Radiant Tribble, not particularly brilliant. Same with the Mulry Hand Tribble. It has a unique ability which basically gives you a rolling mark when you stroke it. I mean, the Crossfire Tribble is just some damage resistances and damage bonuses. I don't know what happens on the consoles because due to the way that it works. So the Sunlight Tribble is one I actually have I've managed to get, is actually a like the Mole here and most of the other tribbles here are basically a form of tribble testing rewards, and I actually have the tribble testing directly. So, and the Sunlight Tribble is one of my secret ways to get a pile of marks for over time. Yep. But then there's the Fleet Tribble again. This gives you fleet marks, which actually do level up your fleet slowly. But remember, none of these are really particularly brilliant as well. Same with Photonic Tribble. None of these are brilliant. So moving on to the combat pets, and these are consumed on use. So basically, as far as I can tell, they will work for so long, and then once they're gone, you have to go and buy another one. I mean, it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth it. But if you really want to do it, you can do. There are some you can pick up other stuff, and it isn't as time limited. The Phoenix and the Type Pit Shuttle are non-combat pets that fly around with your ship, so they just look pretty. I've had the Phoenix before, so it doesn't matter. And then there are emotes, which which are from various places. Basically, these emotes, I'm going to keep them all quite simply. These are either somewhat have been removed from various events, were partly part of a you know, but these were basically something you could have picked up somewhere in the past, or were just basically in the game and just put them in. The emote parts, ship emote parts, are basically ship vanity items, which basically just put a picture up above your ship. I've used this before, and it is very much a vanity item, and as well because I had these. One of the previous other ways of being able to get out of it was via using it, what was then considered, you know, some old currency that was being about to be removed. So I bought those with the Space Combat Pet. You basically get these are not basically I believe these are items that basically produce Peregrine fighters or Toju fighters. In my personal opinion, not really worth it. The middle of Tanagra and the temperatures arm wide. Come badges and as with various other stuff in this feature box. I probably have this hidden somewhere around here. Yes. Actually, no, I actually have now got it, so that's why it might take a while. Same with, I mean, Sun Gate gloves are more of a vanity item with some decent, with a okay weapon. It's both a physical damage and a disruptive damage built on ground. In my opinion, not really super worth it, but the 2-piece bonus is okay. However, the 2-piece bonus is actually available with other ships, and some personal shield. Like, I wouldn't personally buy it from here, but that's purely because we've got the original event. But again, some personal shield is not the ideal place to. Is a okay shield, but not particularly brilliant. The bonus pools, these are just in case you don't have anything you really want to put something in, but you want to increase your free credits, fleet marks, or reputation mark bonuses, or commendation XP bonus pools. These are also available in various other places, and personally, the cost of 4,000 Zen lithium makes it not really worth it, because you can probably earn the equivalent to these from the exchange from lockbox booby prizes. The biggest thing within the Phoenix prize pack at the common level has to be the Phoenix tech upgrades. These produce really good tech points and standard technology boost. Now, out of most of the upgrades, almost nothing has. Very few items reach the 51,000 technology points. I mean, the superior upgrades are 12,000. So it's that's the reason why it costs. And the enhanced universal tech upgrade comes from some various stuff, and it only also gives me 3,000 technology points, but zero chance in getting a leveling up an item. So let's just show you what I mean. Now, So I need to find a item that can be upgraded. This is the Sunpack rifle, which I might, which may not be, which may be also available in here, but I could be wrong. But technology points will get you up to the next level. I think that Phoenix Prize Pack will get this gun up to guaranteed to level 13 in one go, and also gives a chance to get this to go ultra rare, which is basically gives you the higher quality and gives you more damage. Very nice to have. And that's the reason why the Phoenix Prize Pack is considered, Phoenix Prize Universal Ticket Rate is considered one of the best options to go for if you, no matter what you get. And if you really want to gamble it again, for every 10 uncommon tokens you can get, you can buy another Phoenix Prize Pack. I would not recommend this because of the cost. But then, if you got lucky, which you will quite often do, you'll get out of the rare, the rare level. And since I've only got a single uncommon one in here, all of it will be locked out for me at the moment. But and the reason why some of these here are locked out is because I've got them already in my inventory. The Crystalline Shard. This is a non-combat pet and only useful if you want to have it look like you're being followed around by a big crystalline entity. And I actually have that one due to it's been another older event. But yeah, most of this stuff here are, I will say, is previous event, former event items. So you'll be going quite stuff. The Crystalline Absorption Matrix. Not really. It's a bit of a. It gives a nice little bit of damage resistance and stuff, and increased damage, increased anti-proton damage. But in my opinion, it's not the best item you can get from here. But it's useful if you want to use some stuff. And of course, you can always right-click on each item in the store to find, whatever you do on console to get the additional info. The automated defense turret. This is a somewhat of a bit of a meh turret. This is automatic defense turret that fires small bit bursts of plasma at enemies every few seconds with absolute accuracy. It will be more of a torpedo and mine destroyer than an actual enemy takedown, but with 3 kilometers, some enemies go in and out that really quick. But yeah, okay. Now I need to make something really clear. The following 4 ships are not ships, but actually are Admiralty tokens. So you in here, and actually, I've already got the starter here. These are, in my opinion, some of the better items you can pick up. And I do mean some of the better items you can pick up because I have got them all here. The Venice, Tennis is a very good Admiralty card with 50, 39 and 43 sounds decent, but if you add 50 to all of those stats when it's on its own, so you get 103, 89 and 93, I think. So I'm doing it in my head. Very nice to have. I'm going to skip the finished replicas just so because it's next one is the simulated assault cruiser, and very good for being engineering heavy admiralty mission. I recommend, and it's very, and I do recommend picking up this one as well. And I've used this one a lot with the Sally ride from somewhat from the so the from over here. I can't remember which planet it's exactly on, but she's hanging around. I think, but you can use that as well. The Stardy, another tactical heavy, another engineering heavy ship, but has ability to boost tactical by 20 by every time for the other two, at least 20 to 40 with if you have other ships that are not small craft. And again, very nice thing to have, and could be very good for trying to get the higher leveled items to completion without doing stuff. The Phoenix replica small craft is somewhat of a semi-unique item. Is actually treated as a shuttle, and as it starts to match, but only has a 5-minute cooldown from when it finishes. So you can get a big pile of this stuff. You can, if you need to have a small one through small mission, small abstract mission, and you're not bothered about the results. The Phoenix replica is decently useful for it, along with any other shuttle you have. Right. Next up is a big pile of duty officers. Now, Neil Falconer, is a bog warfare officer, and biggest deal he has is increased damage to bog in both ground and space, despite being stuck on you only have to slot him in one spot. So he is a space duty officer, but actually works on ground as well. Hakiv, or Mir Hakiv as I like to call him. This allows you to heal your friends and your pets to if they're below 50 HP, 50% of their health, and within 3 kilometers of you or the primary target. This will make it a lot easier to heal heavily hurted friends who are flying closer to you. It's more of one of it nice to have, but you've got to decide if you want to fly Hakiv with you. Mira Clara Ma generates Titan's Rifts. I'm not sure if these are unique to this character or not, unique to this particular character or not, but as a gravimetric scientist, she'll be paid. You can use Titan's Rift a lot more. Paladin's Titan Rifts if you so wish. The Emergency Con hologram. He's got one super ability. Every time you activate emergency power to weapons, it causes the recharge time to evasive maneuvers to be drastically reduced. And that means that you can go around a lot quicker, because every few minutes, really quickly. Then there is Ang the Vicious. Another warfare duty officer. This time is about Folians, both space and ground. Folians are not as big as the Borg, and but you will may come across them. So if you so wish to have and to fight alongside you, you can. The automated personnel unit. It increases the chance to expose enemies in ground combat. Personally, I don't particularly like it. I'm not particularly good at using the expose and the exploit techniques, and quite often when I'm doing ground combat, I'm either doing it to keep you entertained or really getting far ahead. So, next one is Tactical Exo Camp. Now, this was actually had this icon changed recently. This is useful for tactical only captains and some bridge officers from tactical that use tactical, and it's basically you get a 33% chance to recharge the time by 5. Recharge time of your grenade by 5 seconds. And it's personally depends on how much you're lobbing grenades out. And Vel is the last duty officer, and what she's unique. Roster ability is for engineers, which is basically 20% chance of being quantum mortar free when you're being in another mortar. In my personal opinion, there are better explosive experts on the exchange and will do better effects than this. Then there's a Cabal uniform. This again is an old. It looks pretty nice. I've got it myself, but not the best thing to run. Look, it's more of a looks. No actual armor. You can pick up some armor in other, if you so wish. Then there is Theta radiation infused maneuvers. The best way to describe this is making your ship that look like it's done a fart. That's it. Where every time you activate evasive maneuvers. And I personally think this is more of a joke ability than an actual useful one, because I actually have this one, and it doesn't really do much damage, and the only way you can get any damage is letting someone get right up to your tailpipe and then hitting them with evasive maneuvers deliberately. Somewhat useful if you're being a bit of a mine layer and letting them kiss your tailpipe. And the faction appropriate EMH Mark 1 is the EMH from Star Trek Voyager, if you so wish. I've got a better picture of him from the XM store. This EMH has been seen quite a few times in the, which is currently available in the Muds Market, as you can see. So it is. Do you want it for one character or do you want it for all? But this is what the Klingon variant looks like. You can change the appearance of the holographic, both holographic versions. So you do not have to have the Orion Girl or something that looks like Rob Picardo. You can change the uniform, and in some cases the face, if you so wish. Sunpeck Blast Assault Rifle. I've used it before. Not one of my favoured weapons of choice, but it's quite shocking in my opinion. Since electric damage, I don't blame him. Same with the Sunpeck Lightning. That was for a long time on the on this character, on Scarlett's ability trait, and this was purely because this was because I actually have another source of this, because everything in the Phoenix boxes are for event items. So I corrected it from the original event. And the last item in the rare box, which is considered by many the best item in the rare category, is two common Phoenix prize packs. Now, okay, now the Visor Minibar, which it reminds if you was released in 2015 on basically Back to the Future Day, because when it was released on the same day that Marty McFly was supposed to arrive into the quote future in Back to the Future 2. So this is a mini powerboard which you can fly around, surf around Visor. This is equal to the standard powerboard, the elite level ultra rare powerboards on, but with some of them are actually even better than this. So by now, so this is more of a, if you want to have a nice item to fly around with, nice to have. I've also got one, two of those. The red matter capacitor is a battery that is, well, is actually just which doesn't actually expire when you use it. So, because most of the time when you use a battery, you will only have so many charges before you have to slot a new one in. The consoles are, I believe, from all events. I'm not sure exactly how good these are, but the phase decoy is a bit of a not particularly brilliant, and the universe crystalline spike is a bit of a for rearranging, is for a bit of a totin explosive, is quoted being a totin explosive pet, so you can actually throw one of these around and enemies will target them before you and do some damage. I personally don't particularly like that one. Bozeman engines. These are really powerful, really fast weapons. I don't particularly engines and really fast weapon engines, and I've used it before, but it's just I would use. There are better engines around in the play, so you don't. So they're really useful if you're a new player. But there are other items in this place you want to pick up. The Zephyr Kraken Shotgun, one of the best anti-bug weapons in the game. 90% of the time, the bug have no ranged abilities, so you can sneak up and just basically let a unload a both barrels and there you go. Again, this is more of a because by many it's a decent ground anti-bug ground weapon. The Crystalline Entity Torpedo Launcher Mark 13. This is one of the more fun. Used to be considered one of the best torpedoes. Three, two, one. Okay, the Crystalline Energy Torpedo does anti-proton damage, as in energy weapon anti-proton damage. If you have an anti-proton build, this might be somewhat decent to use, but there are better torpedoes in the game, and they don't use energy weapons. This is, but I've used it before, and it's pretty okay. Mirror Universe Agony Field Rifle. What's a standard weapon? While a standard beam weapon is okay, the Agony Field is a bit of a weird one. Usually the Agony Field is usually on the right click of the secondary attack, and basically hold people in space instead of doing a lot of damage. So it can be a bit painful to use. The Crystal Radiation Projector is basically a radiation firing weapon, and it's a bit weird. I haven't used that much myself, and I think I've just gave it to one of my bridge officers and left it there. The Furidon Fangs, a set of melee weapons. Not, in my opinion, one of the best things to run, but if you feel like running melee weapons, this could be useful. Mirror Universe Dual Pistols. I actually used one of these before. I think I've even got one of them in. There they are. Slightly out. I've got the difference. Because I leveled them up in one way. They really should be upgraded again. Like, they'll take upgrades, so that's why I left them there. Right there, Sunpeck Pulse Wave. Again, another item I've grabbed. I think it was Visor, and which exceeded me by many shocking. The Bajoran Defense Happy Injection Walker and the Singularity car based on which type of ship you're flying. This is basically the one way to get hold of a 4-piece set that was initially part of a ship bundle, and basically this ship bonus is a bit okay, and it does help. It's actually something I've used on some characters before. It is part of a mission I haven't done before. And the Agony Phaser Energy Torpedo Launcher. It's basically spot the difference between the Crystalline Energy Torpedo Launcher and the Agony Phaser Torpedo Launcher. Basically the same, similar things, but one does phaser damage and then one does anti-proton. I believe I've used this a few times before, usually to pretend it was a standard proton torpedo. The three-piece set from the prolonged engagement sets. Now, this is the prolonged Dynamo. Prolonged engagement Dynamo is considered by many a weaker item to use, but this item basically increases your power levels by 1 every 5 seconds for up to 10 extra power. This in itself is pretty decent for some stuff, but you are basically paying for it with some other stuff. And you can also use the clicky power, which basically basically doubles your stacks for about 20 seconds. So useful if you need the end of a run, or need to just need to clear out some enemies quickly in space. And because it also has 2 additional bonuses if you were to use it in use it with the phaser beam rate or phaser cannons, and also the button torpedo launcher. The beam rate and the cannons are pretty much basically count the same as the same part of the same set, so you cannot use a beam rate and a cannon at the same time. These basically start with 9% of the standard beam rate of the same type, and pretty much they do slightly less than normal, but then goes up to 115% of the of standard beam rate or dual cannon, based on how long you've been in battle. This is one of the items I actually have used in the past as well, and it's actually because I have completed the event where it came from. I've used it as a fill-in weapon, and I think Scout seems to be flying with the dual cannon items at the moment. Yes, she is. Actually, even got the entire 3-piece set pure because I can sneak it in there. The cannons are very much like the phase the beam away of the cannons, and does some slightly different bonuses for being cannons, dual cannons. And the throwing photon torpedo launcher basically gives extra damage for how long it's been used. Increases the speed for how fast it reloads, so pretty nice to have. And if you don't want anything on this list, there is always the 2 rare prize tokens to always go down to the rare levels if you so wish to pick up for the rare level. Of course, you could always turn that single ultra very rare token into 4 uncommons. And now, here's the somewhat of a big thing, the ultra rare. Now, first of all, is the experimental ship upgrade token. Now, this is somewhat weird to cover. This is currently also a C-store item, but this is basically 2 upgrade tokens, experimental ship upgrade tokens for your ship of your choice. Of course, you'll be limited to certain ships that are not, if they're not Tier 6 or Tier 5U. Talking about Tier 5U, these are all Tier 5U ships, or Tier 5 ships with possibility to go to Tier 5U levels. Now, the first of the big ones is the Jem'Hadar attack ship. Now, this is actually a former event prize pack item from another prize. There is another Jem'Hadar ship that is from that pack now, so a Tier 6 version of that ship. But this is a decent item to pick up. Now, I do recommend, if you do want to pick up this ship is also pretty decent if you want to have a Jem'Hadar bug ship for your pets, because this ship counts as one of the little attack ships to use. The Breen Shell Gret, the Press Break, the Corvette, the Luxury Cruiser are all former event items, ships, and all of them have a Tier 6 variant somewhere in the game, or currently in this case of the Cruiser, currently on the cooldown for waiting for them to appear in Mud's Market, or on the Epic level for the higher one. these are not some. These are decent, somewhat okay ships, but they are tier 5 U best at best, and I don't particularly. I find these okay weapon ships, but they're massively outclassed by their replacements, the tier 6 replacements, and the buff bulwarks. An item a ship I've not particularly flown myself, but probably is from the same type of requisition pack as the Jem'Hadar attack ship. Then the Epic. Now this is a really rare place you can actually get. You know, these are really rare. I mean, you'll see messages set to your screen when someone actually has it. Now these tier 6 are all event items, and only 1 or 2 of them are actually available in other places. And let me get started. Beyond Interceptor, you might have seen this is a little flying ship with a Domino Console. Now this Domino Console is considered by many one of the best event items in the game, and I happen to agree with them on that assessment. Yeah, and you also get access to the Bajoran Defence warp car and singularity car with that particular ship. Or at least you did with the original event. In the original event, Green Flesh Trial is a little raider ship, and has got the ability Cold Hearted, which is considered by some one of the decent event traits you can get. If you want to tank, people would recommend the Fresh Trial. Find the Fresh Trial at some point if you can. The Vargon ship, no, I've not fully flown her for a long while, but got somewhat unique. Same with the Vargon Heavy Escort, which probably is more damage than stuff. You've probably seen some of them float in the various missions. The Versreth Devonite Cruiser is a cruiser with a lot of damage. Does a lot of damage, and I can't remember what its enhanced power condensers do as a trait, and I don't particularly find it particularly. It basically while using power siphon or tachyon beam, it increases your power level from it. Can be useful, but not particularly brilliant. The Thamsar Cruiser. Now this has been available in various other stuff as various console exclusive bonus packs. This particular cruiser has got a unique hull relative integrity field console, which gives you a very good hull heal so if you wish to use it, and I believe various other stuff's pretty decent as well. And I believe it comes with the field stabilizing warp car, which is a unique warp car to the Samstar. The Cranium Science Vessel, and this one is a somewhat is particularly okay science vessel as stuff goes, with tactical intel split seat, but I've not really flown it for years, but feedback pulse trait has been basically a bit of a it's basically got nerfed to the ground when feedback pulse was nerfed to the ground, so the trait's never been brilliant because it was super brilliant after that. So not, in my opinion, the best thing you to fly. The Chelblog warship. This does it as an energy dissipator console, which isn't as powerful as what it appears to be in the DS9, but it does do some significant. Will knock out some ships after the fight for a little while, and when it leaves you and your pets to clearing up. I forgot to mention that. I believe the ships say carrier, or not. I think they've one and two is carrier. But this has got chronic siphon traits, and I think the Ferengi warship. This one's the Nandi, and I've flown it before, and it has a unique, somewhat video emitters is somewhat of a. If you're using the energy siphon, Taken Beam, or Taken's Rift, you can get a boost to energy drain, which is a bit okay. Not in my opinion, it's an okay ship. Not as good as some of the others that I'm missing on this listing. And the Orgon, I'm not going to bother pronouncing that one. The Orgon Cruiser as it basically I'm going to show you that instead, and I believe it's not one of the better. It's an okay ship build, and you can always go these down. These are what's the best ships in my opinion. Are the prices, and I will go for the Prestrel and the Bajonian Interceptor as being the two ones. If you had to buy these, yeah, I'll go for those. If you carry a captain, the Green Sarthel is actually one I would actually recommend, because it has a somewhat repairable weapon, repairable ship, a trait which will repair your hangar pets within 5 kilometers, a bit like Kharkiv, but with a trait. I wouldn't, because damage boosting traits now are a lot more easy to get hold of. It really is, unless you really need the pets staying alive. I want to use this myself again. However, there's one thing I forgot to mention. If you pick up a Sarthen and the Prestrel, or the Press Break, you'll be able to get the Press Break style pets if you so wish. Well, I think I really should do. After doing all that talk, I'm thinking we better do a TDLR. Alright, that felt a little long, didn't it? Yes, it was. So I'm going to go for too long, didn't we? Or just really, you want a summary of what's just happened. So here it comes. How to get. You get 1 box a day during the time limited events. These are times actually chosen by Cryptic, and you you really do have to grab them when you can. You'll need to talk to a Ferengi either on Drozana, such as we saw in the video, or on DS9, who's standing opposite Quarks to get a box. On the lower level of the promenade, by the way. You can spend lithium to buy Xboxes for your needs at any time. It doesn't have to be during the events. You'll have to buy a single box. It will cost 4,500 per single box on its own, or you can buy in bulk with we're at 40,000 per stack of 10 boxes. That works out to be 4,000 per box, and it saves about 500 lithium per box. So you can it actually is worth to hold on to it if you do wish to buy a pile of boxes. Some more information. Some basic info. Opening box will grant you one of 5 types of tokens. The rarity levels affects how often of that tier drops. Epic gold has a very, very low chance of dropping. I believe less than 1%. Well, green and uncommon, the green uncommon and the rares are so easily found. They take up most of the times you'll find them. With the exception of the most common and lowest tier, you can convert 1 token down to 2 tokens of the tier below. And if you have part of the uncommon ones, you may want to put it in a random box to roll dice again if you so wish. 10 uncommon tokens, that is. So I'm going to pick up some items right from here on out and see what you could, what I consider one of the best items. I've really chosen items that have affect combat over costume pieces. Most of the items I've picked, I actually have obtained during the initial release, so I've personally tested them, and I may have actually accessed them without actually needing to use these Phoenix boxes. Many items I provide that do provide combat changes or unique of a combat effect are mostly ignored due to the fact that said item in that tier is particularly lacking or hard to take advantage of properly in that tier, such as the Beta Radiation trait. I mean, it's not. Most of the prizes are character bound, and which means that you have to purchase it on the character you want. The tokens themselves, the tokens that you get from the boxes, are actually character bound, and I usually will move them around between my characters like that. None of the items can be sold to another player. I should point that out. So what's good? Let's start with the easiest ones. The easiest found one. There's only really one major item I would pick out from that is the universal tech upgrades, and I actually use these tech upgrades during upgrade weekends, so I usually have them sitting around without selling the level uncommon tokens myself. And if you feel like, and I'm just really the rest of it is mostly the various emotes and com badges are more vanity items, and it really is one of the more vanity item type things I would pick. And the Fleet, Solnate and Mole rehand tribbles are somewhat unique, as in that they actually provide a small buff to you, but they also drop a token for every a mark of the Fleet, Dyson Sphere, and New Romulus reputations, respectively, and every hour or so it will add up, but it's really useful for early gameplay where you can actually get slightly ahead on the leveling up process of your reputations. Now, the rare level, there's a pile of duty officers and amber cards. I actually recommend looking at the Neil Falcon and the Merchant Com hologram as being your first 2 purchases on the rare category for each character. Neil Falcon is a bug, is anti-bug, and most of the STFs focus on bugs, so you'll quite easily happily use him a lot. The Merchant Com hologram is brilliant for getting around the map, especially if you've got immense power to engines and a and using the move around button. He's actually the Emotes hologram is perfect for remain Klingon. I've also put in all the armored cards. Now, if you've been serious about getting the power of lithium or want to get through Adam T, do Adam T, those armored cards are well worth it. And Mirror Hakiv, I personally use this one and I think it's a bit better than quite a lot of other people do. But you are basically, it is more of a brilliant for a pet heal, pet heal and in most of the cases. But your friends might be happy to have a free heal when they fly past you, but it's not particularly common. Now, coming on to the very rare, I recommend the Zephyr Kraken Shotgun as as one of your best items to pick from that slot. I mean, it's kinetic damage, and well, it really is one of the best things you could do. I've then picked the 2 energy torpedoes, being what you might consider. This is more of the fact that if you want to use a torpedo which isn't part of a set, and it's very rare you would, it's worth considering. But there are several other better torpedoes around in the place. And then there's the prolonged engagement set pieces. This really is half the time you will be in a prolonged combat in some STF, in some combat modes, so you might want to take advantage of it, especially if you're having a phaser build. And red matter capacitor. This is more of a brilliant way to get a lot of energy into your system, but it is still quite useful, but it's definitely been outclassed by various other patches and stuff over the years. Now, the ultra rare. Now, this is one, in my opinion, you get the experimental ship upgrade. I will point out that these experimental ship upgrade tokens are they are tied to your account, and you can't sell them on to someone else. But you can use these to upgrade some of your tier 6 ships or tier 5U ships to make them a bit more powerful. I actually do find the Jem'Hadar attack ship and the Voth Bulwark being somewhat of a decent ship. I haven't gone too much in the Voth Bulwark in the actual episode, but I like it partly for the look. And I won't tell you what I think it looks like. And finally, the epic level. Now, I've picked the Bajoran Interceptor for both the Domino Console, and the fact it's actually a part of a 4-piece set. And the other 2 pieces of those, and they are actually. Two other 2 pieces actually on a very good ship. And the other piece of that set is actually on two very good ships as well. So very nice to have. The Bream Plus Trial. This is one. Biggest thing is the console to is the trait that comes with it. It is also a nice little raider which does quite a bit of damage, if I remember rightly. I'm not sure if it was its T5 cousin. But then the Kobali Samsar, this is one of the most tankiest. It's brilliant for healing and getting rid of damage, and that console is very good at getting rid of healing out the damage. So it's one very nice to consider keeping. And finally here, I should point out anything on Epic. Several Epic ships will come with a console that are part of a free ship bundle from the TC store. Now, you may want to if you want to fly the 4-piece set, you may want to grab that ship to complete the set. And only one of the ships on here actually is fits in that category. There are at least 2 others that I'm aware of. So, and that is more or less it. And I'm Mike Writer. I've missed about the what is the what the upgrade tokens. What is it the best item in the upgrade item in the game or not? But that's could work for another time. This has been Mike Writer. See you guys next time.